Hello, friend. Welcome to my YouTube channel, DevOps with Anil. Today, this is a continuation part of AWS learning series. Today, we are going to learn about a new topic called VPC. So, basically, I will do the live demo as well as I will explain in the meantime while doing the live demo. Okay. So, for opening the VPC, we need to search the service called VPC. VPC is a region specific. It stands for Virtual Private Cloud. VPC stands for. So right now I am in a Mumbai region. So here I am going to create one VPC. This is a Mumbai region. Each region have their own specific VPC. So how you can understand the VPC is like that. It is a network. AWS is provide you the network. No one can interfere in that network without the permission which enables that network. So even in any EC2 machine we launch, it should be launched in a some VPC. It cannot be without VPC. So any networking section we required it to develop, that means to create the VPC, means to create our resource or any type of resource. Only S3 and Edge Cloud or some other services are basically which is not related to compute is reliable to create without VPC. But other than that, all the resource present in AWS should under the hood of a VPC it should be created. We need to pass the VPC, we need to pass the subnet and all. So when you create an account, AWS will provide you the default VPC in each region, whatever the approved region. If I change it, every region have their own VPC. Means AWS is providing that VPC. But here it is open. Means anyone, means you can provide. It is quite publicly. All the subnets of a VPC is a public subnet. Okay, I will tell you how what does that mean by public subnet and private subnet. But it is all the regions. We can see that here in each region we will get a default one VPC unless and until we have created over there in a new VPC. Okay, so it's loading it. Need to wait for a second. It should not take that much time, but uh, let's wait for it. I'm waiting for VPC result, and yeah, see, it is coming. It's taking time to load each and every. So region is not opted in means that it is not enabled by default in AWS. If we want to enable it, we need to raise a request. Means click over here, click on the region section and ask the support team to enable that region. They will enable for us if we required it. But if we don't require it, then it's fine. They will not having anything over here for now. But once it is enabled, they will definitely they will create a one default VPC. So each region have one which is a one VPC. AWS team has created it, and each region there are multiple subnet. Minimum is subnet is 2 and maximum is 6. So what the subnet is means that it is a subset of a, means the range of IP in VPC is a subset of a subnet VPC called as a subnet. So once I create it, I will show you that how to pass it, that how to do that. But yeah, so let me quickly try to create it directly. So for creating, we need to just click the create VPC. If you want to create only VPC, then you can select this option, give the name and all, and it will be created only VPC. Okay, But if you want to, right now AWS provide you in UI as well. There is a functionality called, it will create a VPC subnet and route table for routing purpose. Everything should be created automatically. Okay, so let me opt this feature, and let us see that what it will going to create it, and what would be the name. So name, name tag auto generation, so auto generate, it is project, we can change this one. So we can call it, what we can call it, DevOps with with DevOps Anil, I'll type it. Okay, so this is my VPC name in the region of Mumbai. So how it will be in the naming of that, each and everything. So DevOps Anil, VPC name is hyphen VPC is added for my new VPC. In the subnet, it is going to create uh, two subnet, one public and one private, and the route table, three route table, one for public route table. So see that if I selected that public route table, how the traffic is going to be. Okay, so right now it is, you are thinking about that traffic is coming from VPC to route table, but generally the traffic is coming from the, means inbound traffic. We need to discuss inbound traffic is how it is coming like that. It is first internet gateway. Let me create a paint and try to explain you over here in paint. Okay, in paint. So VPCs look like, if you create a own VPC, so what will be there? It will be look like this. Okay, means no traffic from external. This is, I can say this is public network, all the public networks. All public network. Okay, this is outside of the this black box is all public network, you can say that. But if anyone want to connect from, suppose here I am running a one EC2 machine. This is called as EC2 machine. So if I EC2, so this EC2 machine, if from public network like our local computer want to connect with this EC2 machine, they cannot pass it from the VPC, the one which right now I am creating it. Okay, for passing it, for VPC passing, we need a one gateway, is they call as a internet gateway. So they sit over here. Let me put diamond shape here. They sit over here as a gateway keeper, you can say that gateway keeper. All the traffic coming from outside the world is coming from here. Let me increase it and type it internet gateway. uh, IGW, internet gateway. So what it will do, any traffic from outside the world, it comes from here first, and then only it will route to the traffic of this machine. It is not going to directly this machine, there are other concept as well, but let me think about that. Any traffic coming from here, and even from out from EC2 machine, any traffic is going to outbound, it is going to be from here to here, and then goes to the outside, means google.com, anything we can connect it. Okay, but in VPC there is called subnet as well. So right now VPC give you the bunch of IP address, means private IP address. Okay, so if I show you again in the my console, there is a CIDR block. This is the CIDR block. This is the range of private IP address, which will give you that. See the range, it is giving the value as well over the right side, 65536. What it means indicate that number of resources we can create, means each resources have their own private IP. If we launch a one EC2 machine, it will consume one private IP. Okay, so the number of maximum resource we can create in a VPC, this much maximum. Okay, but if we pass like this 10 right now, forget about the left side of the value. First think about that only right side of the after the slash. If it is written 16, that means we are getting that much. I will write, if I write it here 24, oh sorry 24, it will give you the 256 IP. Just like that, if we type it 28, it is calculation. We can calculate that how much range, basically what range should be give it to that. But max minimum we can give 16, not beyond that, because AWS is not allowing us. If I try to pass 12, it is saying that, but when I try to create it, it will definitely try to fail it. It will fail it. I have tested last time, but right now we are good with 16. Okay, so for this let me show you in the Google how it is calculated the number of IPs. CIGS range. There is a one URL, I remember that, where we can calculate the CIDR. Okay, so this way it is arranging that. So when we are putting the slash and after the number, so this is the our IP 10.88.135.144, and after the slash 28. So what does 28 means? That it is a network IP, and each before the dot, each everything has 8 bit. So in IPv4 we have a 8 bit of range in each section of the dot. So it is divided like that, 8 bit and 8 bit and 8 bit and 8 bit, and it is 8 bit divided, means that you can maximum you can write it over is 255. It is start from 0 to 255 maximum. So total 2 ke power 8 is 256. So you need to be start with 0, then you need to be minus 1, so 255. You can go with that. Suppose if I put here 255, see the changes here, it will be all 1111 because of the bit conversion. Okay, so now the concern is that slash 28, what does it means? That the color of the slash 28 till here, these values are not going to change at the time of calculating the number of IP free. So these IPs are only free. It means that we can combination of these IP we are going to get. So the combination would be 16, only 16 IP we are going to get. If I counted is 24, then whatever the gray section area is there, it can be changed, but not the color one. Because of that, the range of IP is going to decide that. So it means that 225.88.135 is never going to change because of the all the colors it is have used, but this one is going to be changed, means it is start from 0 to 256 255. So it is saying that the range will be, the count of IP we will get 255. The same thing is going for if I put a 16 over here. So what will happen? The range of these two colors, these two blocks are not going to, never going to change, means 255.88 is not never going to change for our machines. What is going to be changed after that? 135 and 144, anything can be, we can write it, because all gray are area are unblocked. Okay, hopefully you got it. In earlier technology, what they were using is they were using class A, class B, class C IP addresses, class D and E as well. So generally the class A will be, if you want to define class A, that is the class A range. So this is the range of class A. And if you want to say the class B range of the technology, it is B. And if you see, then 24, and D, it's 28. The range I am saying that technology wise, the previously it is used. Okay, why they have converted from class A to class this CIDR IP range? Because in earlier class section IPs, the problem is that we are going to use means we need to purchase the network host with the maximum, because if you passes 24 and you have a requirement of that around 300 IP you need, so you cannot purchase like this much network. You cannot, if you purchase this network, then you need to purchase two network, and which is heavy cost. And if you pass here 16 for class B IP you want to purchase, then it will be cost huge, because you need a 300 IP only, but you are paying for 6000 IP, 65,000 IP. So this is huge cost. So what they have given it, like I can pass it if I need only uh, 300, then I can pass it 23. So I am getting 512. So it is around, still I have a 200 extra only, not that much extra. If I 300 from the 65,000, I need to minus 300, it's almost a 65,000. But from here 500 only, I have extra more than 200. Suppose I have new machine, need to add it. Now today I'm 300, now I need to pass 330, then I can use that capability, even though I can go for 22 as well, so that it is counted as 1000, and I have enough room to expand ourselves. Suppose I want to expand tomorrow and I want do that. So that is the reason of that it is coming, they have changed this section from class technology of IP range. Okay, now come to that again, the left hand side, what I said, that you can pass it for private range, you can pass anything whatever you want, doesn't matter, but it should be unique for each VPC. If you want to connect, someday you want to connect from one VPC to another VPC, then range should be different, means the range should be never be overlap. What does mean by overlap? The IP should never be belong to that another network, then only you can communicate it, otherwise it will conflict that which IP need to be connected. Okay, so right now I'm happy with that, or otherwise I can pass here 10, instead of 10 let me put 172, 172.0.0.0. Okay, so this will be the range of my VPC range. Okay, now in below section there is, in Mumbai region we have 3 availability zone. So you want to create your VPC in, means subnet in 2 availability zone or 3 availability zone. Let me create all 3 availability zones. So it is going to be used, it will going to create a 6 subnet for me. One each subnet have each availability zone subnet will be one private, one public, one private, one public. Okay, And what is other thing? Number of public subnet, I am using 3. Number of private subnet, I can use, means customize it, or whatever the things we want. So we can customize it. Okay. Here is the range of IPs. Okay. So subnet should be the range of inside the same VPC IP. So see that I have a range of 172.0.0.0/16. Then it will be the range. It will be the range of inside this. Means all the IPs belongs to that bigger range. So here we are going to get only 4096 IP in one subnet. Okay. So these are the default IPs. I am not going to change it for now. But yeah, and let me put 24 over here, not, so that it will be lesser room for expand. I'm not going to use 20 was, so it will be not 4096, it is now going to be. So the range will be always be the changing of the last digit. Suppose one machine I am going to create on this subnet, what will be the IP of that? It will be always start with 172.0.0 dot anything, because we are putting a 24. So the range of last one is going to be changed because of the this indication. So if I put 24, that means that here I can put anything. So once I create the VPC, I'll quickly create a one EC2 machine and show you that what would be the IP or how IP range is going to work. Okay. Gateway. So VPC endpoint, it is NAT gateway. It is not a free service. First of all, when you use that, you need to pay it, even though you are a free tier. Okay, but you need to pay that till that time that NAT gateway is running. So I'm going to create one NAT gateway, but I will delete it after the showing the demo. I will definitely delete it so that it will not charge me much. It will hardly charge for 10 rupees, so it's fine. For 1 hour, it's not much cost. Why NAT gateway I am using it? The reason behind is that when the traffic, okay, again I need to go with the here. Let me quickly create a two subnet. This one need to be changed. This is going to this color, and this is going to be this. So suppose in a one availability zone, I have a two subnet. Let me write it. This one is a public. Let me change the dark color, something called orange. Public, and this one is a private. Private. So in the public and in the private, what is the difference between that? Public subnet, the route public subnet have their own route table, means you need to create a route table for the networking part of that. But right now it is going to create. I will show you the networking route table later, but you need to understand that we should have a route table for public one. So a route table for public one is basically written some public one. What it is written here is that basically here written is that all the public subnet IP public directly connected to IWG internet gateway. Okay, so what that means that it can directly this can directly, means public subnet can directly transfer the traffic from internet gateway, but private gateway we cannot open that's the only reason it is private. We cannot directly connect with the internet gateway. So what it will do, you cannot directly connect from outside the world, you cannot directly connect to the private, even though you have internet gateway, but in your route table you are not having a direct connectivity with internet gateway. So you are not able, any public network cannot be connected to private subnet. Then the question is that why we need that private network if we don't want to connect. The private network is required for your secure data. Suppose you have a database no one want to connect directly from the outside the world. As an end user, you don't want, if you are logging in a Facebook, you don't want to connect the Facebook database. Facebook should not able to give you the permission of a directly access to their database, right? So that should be in a always be the private network, and this private network can communicate from public network from here to here. It can be communicated. So how your network is going to be connected is connected means when you connect to public network from public, it is comes to the internet gateway, it check the route table and goes to the public subnet, and public subnet there should be a one EC2 machine or something, it should be there, and that machine should responsible to connect with the private EC2 machine. So if I have another machine, a private subnet, suppose it is a RDS, and you need to want to connect over here from the internet means application is responsible to connect RDS. So this EC2 machine is responsible to connect the RDS, not directly communicate from the outside the world. Okay, so this is the reason of this RDS. Now, why we need a NAT gateway then? Even we are able to communicate it. NAT gateway is required to outbound the traffic. Suppose in your RDS you want to do some patching activity. So a patching activity means you need to upgrade the software and all in the existing EC2 machine. You don't want to able to give the permission to user, but you itself want to download something on that machine so that latest software can be downloaded from the internet. For that, you cannot directly download from the internet, because it is you are not connected with the internet gateway, so you are not able to outbound as well from here to external, you are not allowed. So for that we need a NAT gateway. It will provide you, means you need to NAT gateway and add a route table in the networking. That NAT gateway is sitting on over public subnet. Let me create one box for NAT gateway. This is a NAT gateway. It is internally it is a EC2 machine, but you can but it is managed by AWS team. We are not managing any NAT gateway. So whatever the application running on over here, whatever the things are running, they are all managed by AWS. We are just consuming as a service. Okay. So here is a NAT gateway. NAT. Oh, NAT. Okay. So this is NAT gateway, and again we need to create a route table. Here what I need to pass over here is that in route table for public subnet, a private subnet, for private subnet we need to give the communication with private IP via NAT. So this will only enable you outbound, means inbound is still it is coming from EC2 machine, means from EC2 machine only you can inbound the request, but outbound this machine, means this private RDS can goes to the NAT gateway. NAT gateway is sitting on a public subnet, so this will allow to go to the internet gateway, and from here it will be going to download the things. So this is complete way to create it. I means networking is going to be happen. So let me go back to again my demo part. So yeah, one NAT gateway. And what is VPC endpoint? VPC endpoint is basically is used to communicate internal AWS service in a private network. So right now, think about that. If we have EC2 means in AWS there are a lot of services, like the one is EC2 machine and all actual resource is running. Suppose there is a one service called S3 that is not under the VPC specific, means S3 is a global service which can be in any region, but bucket is a region wise service. So suppose you have a one S3 bucket where you want to connect, let me create. So VPC endpoint, we were discussing about basically in endpoint, you can understand like that. If you want to connect anything from in AWS account, within AWS account, connect one service to another service, so it should not go with the public internet. It should be something on AWS network only. So understand like that. This is my VPC in the black box. This is you can understand like that. This one is a Pentagon one is S3 bucket, which is a global service, and this is basically S3 bucket, which is global service. Both are sitting on AWS network, so we can wrap this everything on green with a green. So everything these are in AWS network. Okay. S3 is also sitting on AWS network, not in my AWS network, but AWS network is. So how it is defined is that first layer is the AWS network, then my VPC, then my EC2 machine, I mean subnet, then EC2 machine. So these are the all the networking layers. Okay, but S3 cannot be in a VPC. It is on always in a AWS network S3 bucket. So if you want to connect from any EC2 machine directly from EC2 machine to our S3 bucket. Oh, sorry. If you want to connect from our AWS to directly S3 bucket, it should not, the route should be not like that. I need to go traffic, traffic should not go like that. First, I need to go public and then come to the S3 bucket. This is also possible. It is not like that it is not possible, but it is not secure. We are going on a public network. Let me increase my, okay, control jet. Again, let me create it with a different color. So how the traffic is, if we don't have a VPC endpoint, how the network is going to be happen. So in the EC2 machine, first it will go with the internet gateway. Internet gateway will go on the public network, and then again route to the S3 bucket. So this is basically, it is possible, but it is not secure, and it is also very much slow. Means in the networking, if you have a data of suppose 1 TB data you want to transfer from EC2 machine to a S3 bucket, if you go route via route this, it will be very much pain to do that, and also sometimes connection loss because of the some routing and all. It happens. It's you cannot rely on that network, it's public network, public routers and all. But if you created a one VPC endpoint which is give you the directly inside the from your VPC to directly S3 bucket connectivity, and this route is very much reliable, very much fast, because they have direct connectivity and they have established a great bandwidth over inside the AWS network. So you will get a very much faster data transfer from EC2 machine to S3 bucket. So that's the reason of VPC endpoint. Right now, the VPC endpoint in my demo, it is showing over here is only for S3, but you can create other for others as well. Okay, you can create other VPC endpoints as well, but for now, right now is for S3 only. Okay. It is enable the DNS hostname, means it will going to give you the DNS and all, means when you create any machine it will give you the DNS name as well while creating it. If you want to pass any additional tag, so let me pass is this pass tag is just for identification of the resource, who is going to create that resource, or to identify the resource who is working on that. So let me use MANA, managed by Anil. So I'm putting my name. Whenever I found this tag, I can understand that this one is done by me. This resource is created by me. So now I have taken time to explain each and everything. Let us create a VPC now. Just a click. I need to just wait a few minutes. It will create for me everything, every ID and all. So this much resource it is going to create just a one click in AWS, and this is going to use for networking, all the networking things. After the NAT gateway is active, then we can create a route table and all. I will show you each and everything what is written inside that. So no worries about that. Let me quickly create, right click and go to the new tab. So that VPC is created. So let me start with the VPC first. It's taking time. Okay, if you notice that earlier it was 1, right now it is 2. So let me open this. So here the one with the default, it is not showing over anything over here. Okay, the name of all, but this one is created by the AWS. Okay, and here it is also showing the default VPC. Yes, this is the default VPC. Okay, this one is I just created it, DevOps Anil and hyphen VPC the name. So the range is, my range is this one. Okay, now once the VPC is created, let us see the subnets. So for subnet looking, we need to just click over here, subnet. So all the subnets, the below 3, see that the VPC with the default one, it is showing the VPC ID over here. So it is created by the AWS team only, but now the one which I have created, it is showing over here. So public subnet 3, public subnet 2, public subnet 1, the same thing goes private subnet. So those are the range, those are the subnets it is created. The range I show you in the description, that what range would be the for IP. So it is showing over here. See that I have put a slash 16 in the VPC, so I cannot change 172.0 because of the network. Here I shown you that the network I cannot change for if I pass 16, we cannot change these two, means 225.88 not changed. So for 172 dot o, for my case 172.0 is not never going to change, means all the IPs from this range is not going to change. After that it can be anything. So I am changing for subnet. What I did, that I have used 32 16 0 160 144 128, this range I have selected it. Oh, I missed that. Here I need to put 24 as well, but I think I missed that. So it will be the higher range of this private subnet. If I show you the how much IP it is belongs, see its IP is 4091 IP, and here also I missed that. Because of that, it is showing over here. Okay. No, not the below one. Below one is a default one. Okay, it is a default one. Only I miss from here. Okay. Hopefully everything is created over here. Okay, associated route, private route. Okay, so let us go with the route table now. Route table is basically give you the traffic route. Okay, so let me select that. Filter means filter that route table. So route table RT public, and I need to match the VPC. So there are two route table it is created. One for basically one route. See the VPC IDs. This one is our VPC ID DevOps with DevOps and VPC. So these two route table is basically responsible for my networking on my VPC. So route table, if I show you over here, in the public route table only is that world is going to connect with the route table, and my subnet VPC subnet is going to connect with as a local target. Okay, so this is along all the, and it is associated with each subnet, public subnet. So it means that it is allowed for public subnet, all the public subnets. For the private subnet, we have in the route, we have only VPC connectivity. Okay, and it is allowed for private one without explicitly association. So it is like that way. Internet gateway, it should be a two internet gateway right now. The each VPC have their own internet gateway. So it cannot be, we cannot internet gateway we cannot share with one VPC to another VPC. Each VPC have their own internet gateway. So my VPC have my internet gateway, and the default one have the default internet gateway. Okay, and NAT gateway, we can check that. This is the NAT gateway, it is created, and the here it is, see, it is in the, it is giving a public IP because it is accessible from internet. It can be accessible, and it is private IP of this, that machine is this, and it is associated this, and this is the subnet it is launched. So these are the things for. Okay, so this is all the VPC here. One, let me see the VPC endpoint which we have created for one endpoint service endpoint. So this endpoint we have created for S3 bucket to give you the permissions. Service name is that AP South 1 S3 bucket. So it is connected with the Mumbai region privately, and route table for this. What happened? It clicked somewhere wrong. Let me again open it. Click route table. So these are the private means private subnet is able to connect. with this uh, endpoint. Okay. Once you created that, let me quickly create a one EC2 machine on this VPC quickly. Launch instance. So here you can notice that security group we have means one security group is also by default created. Okay, let me open it quickly before creating anything. In security group is always be one VPC ID we need to pass it. So the VPC ID, if you see that my previous VPC is these two, but this one is the new one. If I right click and open, oh, right click, it is directly saying that it will open it. So let me click and control. So it will navigate to the my VPC with the name. So this security group is means basically I want to say that default security group is also one security group is also created for VPC creation. Okay. And if I see the tag, no mentioning the tag. Let me till the time I'll launch the new EC2 new machine. So this is the DevOps with Anil, the one which security group is used. Launching. Simply putting test. I'm not focusing anything other than the networking section. So Amazon Linux is fine. It's loading time. Okay. Key pair. I can use existing key pair as well. So let me use this existing key pair. Here is the main concern. So here it is still showing the previous security group. Okay. So right now let me edit this, and I need to change from default to DevOps Anil VPC. So here I am going to create. Now it is going to create on this. Now here it is asking the subnet, which subnet I want to create. So let me use the public subnet. Any public subnet I can pick, doesn't matter. But right now I am picking the one public subnet is public subnet AP South 1B. Okay, so this subnet I am going to select, and public IP we want to assign. Let me assign the public IP as well, because I want to uh, connect with the this machine. Okay, so it is saying that additional charge will apply on the public means when we create a EC2 machine with the own subnet and assign the public IP, it will additional charge will apply. It means it is a minimal, but yes, let me use it. The security group, this security group, if you if I want to create it, this security group is going to be create on my new VPC. It will automatically assign to the new VPC. If I list down that, only the default VPC is showing that which one I just show you in the previous. Let me create the new one for now. Let me put the new VPC VPC hyphen SG security group. Okay, so the description is also let me put the same, and inbound role will be SSH 24 source type. Right now I am not going to provide anything other than Source type is anywhere, let me put it, and description is not required, and apart from that nothing is required. Okay, 30 GB. Let me launch quickly. So now quickly we can go on subnet and range of that, so that I can decide the means we can see that IP, what I was saying, the IP of the subnet. So I have if you notice, I have selected that public subnet 1B. So what is the range of this one? This is the range of 172.0.16.0.24. Let me go 172.0.16.0.24. So what does that means? That the my machine EC2 machine IP, private IP I'm talking about, private IP, it will see that, it will, you will notice that it is going to start with 172, then O, then 16. Here it is never be going to change any number of EC2 machine. I will launch it in a that region. It will always start with that, and then only this one value will change, the last value. So let me show you. It is already created. It's taking time to load. Okay, quickly I can select, see the range. So it is started with 172.0.16 and then it is changed 159. It can be anything from 0 to 2555. Okay, so this is the demo of that. Let me clean up this. I will let me clean up for you as well. First I need to terminate the machine. Let me terminate this. Okay, terminate initiate successfully. Let me delete the security group as well, or it is not required, the security group, I believe. Let me delete the VPC. So for deleting a VPC, let me try to delete from here only, action, so that it will clean up everything on this VPC. Delete VPC. So what it is saying, that why it is unable to delete VPC endpoint, the VPC contain two more network interface. So for we need to deassociate these two resources, then only it able to delete it. So first we need to delete the NAT gateway. Okay, first we need to delete the NAT gateway, or deassociate from the VPC, then it will able to delete it. Let me quickly open the NAT gateway section then. For deleting, delete is initiated. Once it is deleted, then only we are able to delete the VPC. It will delete the network interface as well. It should be delete network interface as well, is the part of a NAT gateway. So let's wait for this. It will take 1 or 2 minutes. network interface. Let us open the network interface as well. New VPC security group. So this security group need to be deleted because of this. It is. Wait for it. Let me first wait for the this one to finish. NAT gateway one. Okay, delete it. Yeah, it is deleted now. So let me try to delete again once more. Cancel. And if it is still in use showing, then I will delete manually the network interface as well. So it's able to now, it is able to delete everything. Just I need to pass delete. Only thing is we need to check that if elastic IP is deleted or not, because elastic IP, if you are not in use and you are still keeping that, then you need to pay it. So here, yeah, see here it is still showing it. So let me deassociate this, release the IP, elastic IP. So this will be free for use for any other AWS accounts and all. Okay, so I believe the cleanup is done. We can check that NAT gateway is deleted. It is showing deleted. It will remove from here soon. VPC endpoint should be deleted now. Yeah, endpoint is gone. Elastic IP here is this gone. Subnets, it should be only, let me refresh it. Yeah, it is only showing 3, which is a default one. VPC, it is only the default one. Route table, it should be only the default one. Let me reload it. Yeah, it is only the default one. Internet gateway, only it should be only one because the default one. So I hope you learned something on this lecture. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please hit the like button. If you have any question, please uh, ask in a chat or comment on the this video. And if you want to watch more videos like this, please subscribe it. Thank you.